Hey, St. Lucia, good morning, and thank you so much for keeping it locked to DBS. This morning has returned. I'm Chayla Mendes, your host. Now, today we did promise that we would give the follow-up, of course, because we had our delegates go over to Jamaica, and that was with reference to the YCCC. I just wanted to say it like that. But that's the Youth Caribbean Climate Change Conference. And I have Cornelius back here with us, looking very dapper. And I must say, also representing good timing, looking real good. So how are you this morning?
I'm doing pretty good this
I
morning.
see you give me a look like I put you on the spot there. But yeah, I think you're both feeling very good today. And I just want to point out this was their official uniform that was on the first day.
Yeah, the first day of the conference.
All right, so they went out to really represent for us at St. Lucia. So I'm sure y'all did us proud. But St. Lucia is very anxious to know, what came about and everything that transpired. So how was the experience?
Well, the experience was a first for me, but I enjoyed it. First, I would like to say that our uniform stood out, and we got lots of compliments for our uniform.
Yes.
So kudos to our
designers.
Yes.
You see, we on point.
Our first day, we basically did our country statements, which I presented. What we found out was that a lot of the countries are experiencing a lot of the same issues from climate change.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I actually presented one of the songs, 1.5 to Stay Alive. You could look it up, 1.5 to Stay Alive, right here in St. Lucia, done by Alpha and Monster. And on the second day, that was one of the theme songs that they actually used.
Wow. All right. So we left a mark. That's good.
After the presentation, the following day, I also got another interview from Propel, because I'm an extension officer, and Propel deals with agriculture. And some of the issues that all of us are facing is the intensity of the hurricanes, the unpredictable rainfalls, the rise in sea levels. All of us Caribbean countries are facing these same issues.
So with being there, did you guys get a chance to do any site visits to actually see any areas being affected in Jamaica?
We actually did. We visited one beach. It's called Hillshare. It's a fishing village. But what we saw there was a few 100 feet of seashore being lost to the sea. So the people actually they actually replaced themselves. They relocated a little, about 100 to 200 feet away from where they originally were. The sea had taken up all of that area.
And so that's, again, rising sea levels.
Rising sea levels.
Wow. So, what was the exchange like as well, culturally, being able to meet with youth, who have a same vision or passion like you all, and an interest in, climate change?
You would actually be surprised to see that if not all of us, we basically have the same vision, the same foresight, because everybody in the country statements, everyone was actually saying the same thing over and over. So in mine, I just brushed through and highlighted what we had particular to us. We actually took part in some competitions. Poetry competition. This was done by Javanik. He's not in St. Lucia, he's at UWI. And he placed third, and we had another submission from someone else in St. Lucia who came second.
Great.
We also took part in the Trashic. It's a fashion show based using different materials of waste that the ladies took part in.
Great. And it's called Trashic?
Yeah, Trashic.
All right.
Trashic fashion show.
Nice. So, what is the key thing then? Now you all have gone, you've experienced it, met with like minds. What is the message, from this conference that you all want to spread now that you are back home? So I'm liking how, they're being very creative with it. And of course, anybody following the poems, etc., were all, climate change related.
Yes,
correct?
all of it.
Nice. So, what is the key thing then? Now you all have gone, you've experienced it, met with like minds. What is the message, from this conference that you all want to spread now that you are back home?
The general purpose of the conference was achieved on the second day. It was so that we could formulate a statement from the youth of the participating Caribbean countries. There were 9 participating countries and Japan along. So the statement was supposed to really say what the youth wants to see happening in or for climate change. And we had 5 elements, I believe: youth activism, policy, legal framework, research, and capacity building. So these were the main elements that were highlighted by the youth that we believe we need to put more into. And this statement from the youth is actually going to the Conference of the Parties, which is coming up next month, where we have all of the different countries around the world coming together to speak and formulate legislation and laws on climate change. We, the youth who took part in the conference, we've started off a youth climate change activist group. It's on Facebook. You could look it up, YCCA. Join, follow. And what we basically want to say is that climate change is happening right now. We need to play our part into fighting climate change, because it's not a one-man show.
Right.
The little that we can do and bring others along would go a long way.
All right. Well, you know what? I think that sounds like a powerful message in St. Lucia. I hope you're listening loud and clear. And I think Cornelius may have something else he wants to share.
I'd like to say a special thank you to UNDP and the Japan Climate Change Partnership, also J-Rich and all other partners who were involved. It was a special invitation to us Caribbean countries, and I'd like to say a special thank you to all of them.
All right. So again, you know what? I have to give a special good morning to our friends over at the UNDP and of course the JCCCP, because I know earlier this year, St. Lucia, remember when I went to Belize too, again for climate change, that was all because of our friends over there. So we have to send out lots of love to them, and they are definitely doing some hard work and pushing the movement. So with that said, we can do something. Every little bit counts. So let's do our part, okay? This is where we live, and by extension, it affects everybody. So we'll keep following, see what else is happening, what else we can enlighten you with, and of course, make sure you keep watching This Morning. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Family, good morning to you again. And if you just joined in, then let me tell you, you are doing yourself a favor, because this morning we are bringing the vibes, the energy, and of course, our St. Lucian Creole culture. Now, with that said, too, what is our culture without the folk stories? You know, we had to give you some stories, give you some good stuff, and we were able to catch up with another St. Lucian icon, Mr. Boots Samuels himself. Special good morning to you. And of course, he had a great class of kids, and let's witness storytelling at its best.
Osmo mother sent him a message. They give him $5, a $5 bill. They give him a $1, they give him a 25 cents to go and buy how much butter, quarter pound butter, buy 3 sweets, buy a pound of sugar. They give him the money. And it's 7 o'clock in the night already, so he's dark. And Osmo goes to the shop and he's going down. And in the darkness, while he's going down, bing! The 25 cents fall. And it's dark. And Osmo cannot see in the dark. You know what? Osmo take out a box of matches. He take the $5 bill. He light the matches and he light the $5 bill. And he takes and he's looking for 25 cents. Let me hear all me who eat cake. Some boys stupid. Yes, but you burn the $5 for the 25. No. Okay, let me give you all one. Now you all will have to be smart to see the joke in that one. You have to be smart. You have to play cricket? Yes. 2020, when you have to hit a lot of sixes, you cannot go in the wicket and hope. You have to go and hit the ball. So, Osmo is coaching the cricket team. And they're playing 2020, yeah? So, they have two of them, these two batsmen in the wicket, and Osmo on the side coaching. And they bowling for batsman John. They bowl for John. John poked the ball. Osmo vex, because they have to make runs. John, hit the ball! They bowl for John. Poke him. John hit the ball! John hit the ball! They're bowling for John. John poked him. John poked him. And Osmo shot. John hit the ball! When Osmo see all the overs going on, he's not hitting the ball, only poking. don't hit them. Osimo go inside his bag. Take his binoculars. And he look in the binoculars. And you see, John. Now, that's a joke. None of you will get that. You have to be smart to get what is my joke. What Osimo do that's so stupid? Somebody tell me what Osimo do there that's so stupid. Yes, madam. Tell me what he do that's so stupid. Yes? Yes, but what is stupid about what you do? No, I don't want to tell you what to tell you. You do what? You see, I tell you, you're not smart for you to get out of it. Nobody get what he do that's so stupid. Let me hear. Oh, that's not what happened. What did he do that was so stupid? He started begging, I'm James here, tell me who you are. Let me hear you. Go ahead. Yes, he takes the binoculars, and how we see the man? We see the man close, so he see the man close, so he says, and he starts whispering, Johnny, because you have binoculars, he starts to whisper, because he see the man close. Say, ni bu ite kuyo.
So it's that time again where we're going to play another Creole game, Jouer Longtemps. So what are we playing today, Francisco?
Nous ka tek. Nous ka jouer puis map, nous ka zing too.
Alright. So give us the rules for tech or Zing Mab.
Okay, well you have a set of marbles, I have my set of marbles. And then let's say I put 2 or 3 in the line. And you put the same amount, and you have one, I have one. Now we draw a triangle, and you put the marbles in the line, and you draw another line. That's why you know for it to be on the same path with me.
Right.
So we can say that the same distance. And then if you knock a marble, you take it's yours. You understand? And the person who have the most marble towards the end, they are the winner.